All right, so y'all remember the background check we did this week. Our Bert Show listener came to us, and she was really sketched out by her neighbor. He was walking. He was an older man, had been walking past her house numerous times. And there was something that just gave her the heebie-jeebies about him, and she wanted us to do a background check. So before I divulge, in case you missed what we found, what we're looking for here is if you found out something about your neighbor after you had already moved in. So you moved into your dream home, your dream neighborhood, and then you find out something scandalous or whatever it is about your neighbor, which actually gives you pause and you're like, should I put a for sale sign in my yard right now and get the heck up out of here? So 1-855-BERT-SHOW, 855-237-8746 if you want to spill the tea on your neighbors. What, Thomas?
When I lived in Raleigh, I lived right across the street from my best friend and his wife, and next to them was a child predator.
Wow.
Oh, yeah.
So since then, when I moved here, we were going to rent a house. I mean, this house was like a mansion, had a home theater. It was amazing. But I did one of those searches.
Yeah.
That thing lit up like a Christmas tree.
Yeah,
I
who's
was
on the
like,
registry?
not again.
Ooh. Yeah, because if a sex offender lives in your neighborhood, they have to go around to each house and be like, hello, I'm a sex offender, or whatever they have to say.
I
Yeah,
didn't know that part.
because I lived in a neighborhood. I can't remember what the situation was, but we lived down the street, and it was an older man who had a intimate relationship with someone who was 17 or 16, and so whatever. It wasn't a predatory situation.
Yeah.
I think it was the parents found out and now he has to register. And
Gotcha.
I mean, he's still
Yeah.
but not scary.
Because there are, depending on the charge, somebody could be on there for streaking, or somebody could be on there for something way more serious. And I know there are some people who the parents went after them, but the couple are married and they're together, but he's still on the registry because of or she are on the registry because of, the parents. So what happened with our background check, because she just had this gut feeling that there was something creepy. We did a background check. This guy was squeaky clean. I mean, he was an artist, so did freelance work. No arrest, no liens, no bankruptcies. The only thing we found out is that he's a widower. His wife had passed away back in 2014. So I actually encouraged her. If this is your neighbor, maybe you just go over and introduce yourself, because he's probably just lonely taking lots of walks. And then, there's other people on the show who are or maybe he murdered his wife. Take that for what you will.
What was the cause of death? We don't know.
All right, Jennifer. Actually, no, let's go to Mike on 3. Hey, Mike, welcome to the Bert Show. Thanks for joining the conversation. What did you find out about your neighbor after you had moved in?
So when we were searching for our house, we did check all of our neighbors on the sex offender registry list and didn't find anybody. But then after we moved in, we found out that there was a guy that was living with his sister. And because she owned the home, he didn't show up on the list because he didn't register at that address because he had just moved in with her.
Ooh.
So, yeah, that was kind of scary.
Yeah, I bet.
Yeah.
That's kind of a sketchy way of getting around not having to tell everybody, isn't it?
Yeah, it was very concerning. So yeah, we after that we didn't sell our home or anything, but we definitely did put up some security cameras and kind of keep an eye on things after that.
That makes sense.
Yep.
Thanks. Yeah, thanks for sharing, ma'am.
Thanks, guys. Bye.
All right, Jennifer, thanks for joining the conversation. What did you find out about your neighbor after you moved in?
So after about a year after I moved in, one of my neighbors who always walks his dog around the neighborhood started flashing his genitals at me. Multiple days, kept calling the police. They couldn't figure out where he lived because he was always just walking. And then after 3 days, I finally started recording him, and he actually came to my house and did it, and I got him arrested. And turns out he was the president of my HOA.
Shut up.
Kidding me.
What?
Yes. Yeah. So he obviously stepped down, restraining orders, went to jail.
I just want to say, I've talked about being the president of my HOA. She is not in my neighborhood.
Okay, just
I was thinking about it.
girl, good for you for sticking up for yourself and going all the necessary lengths to catch him, because that's scary.
Yeah, it was. We ended up putting security cameras in, and luckily he hasn't been back by my house, but my restraining order is actually going to be up in another month, so we'll see.
Oh, girl. So you're still in the same neighborhood, and he's still in the same neighborhood?
Yes.
Do you ever cross
You were
paths?
unfortunately unable. I've seen him out walking by his house because unfortunately his house is the very first one in the neighborhood,
Gotcha.
so I have to pass his house.
Ugh, gotcha.
Please.
Oh,
Is he still the president of the HOA?
no, he stepped down, she said.
Missed that part.
The Bert Show.
Like what you just watched, you can get more of The Bert Show on your favorite podcast platform. Wherever you listen to your podcast, you can find us. I don't know what any of these buttons do, by the way.